The New York Giants brought back Daniel Jones with a new contract extension, and then they decided to franchise Saquon Barkley, eventually get him to sign a 1-year deal. And it was really tricky just to decide who gets the franchise tag, who gets the extension. I talked about it before. I thought maybe it's better to bring in Saquon because Daniel Jones hasn't really proven enough, despite him playing better last season. That 3 years or so of body of work wasn't enough for me to say that he's your guy, he's your franchise player, and now you're kind of still going to be playing this game of kick the can down the road with Saquon Barkley. Now, offensively, they're better than they were last year. They had a lot of injuries to their wide receiving room, and now they get them back. They brought in Jalen Hyatt as well. Now, I think he's a raw rookie, but he has a lot of upside. And then the biggest one was bringing in Darren Waller, the tight end. And they needed a tight end who brings a receiving threat to them. They haven't really had that in the last few years since really Evan Ingram left. So he's a Pro Bowl caliber tight end, one of the best. At least he used to be. He's been banged up with injuries, and I do expect him to have a rebound year. But we'll see what happens with the New York Giants, at least in their skills position. Defensively, I think they have some really good pieces. Secondary should improve because they were very much decimated at the tail end of last year with a lot of injuries. So expect them to be a rejuvenated unit there. They'll be healthy. For the defensive line, really talented duo right there with Dexter Lawrence. He was an all-pro last year. Really disrupted things up front, consistently bringing up pressure up the middle. And then you have Kayvon Thibodeau coming off the edge. He didn't have the best of starts last year, but finished very strongly. And I think he'll build off of that finish last year, and we'll see more production out of him this year, and him even wrecking games for our liking. In summation, the Giants should be better than they were last year just because of the individual players that they brought on. I think it's an improved roster, but I think the problem is where you have limitations with Daniel Jones, and then there's just this uncertainty with their running back room. Overall, getting that consistently, a harder schedule this year, I think they take a step back. They won't make the playoffs, but they'll still be like third place in the division just as they were last year.